So, my 13-juror question to you. Why do you think Alec Baldwin said his finger was not on the trigger? We begin with our 13-juror comment of the day. This comes from Sue tonight. He wants to alleviate his guilt. He needs to tell himself that it wasn't his hand that killed her. Al Wunsch, why? Why did he say his finger was not on the trigger?
Once again, it's what he thought happened. I mean, I'm sure it was an instantaneous type situation. He may not remember whether he pulled the trigger or not.
There's a difference between not remembering and specifically saying, I did not put my finger on the trigger. There's a difference.
But you know what? I think that the 13th juror gave a perfect explanation. It may be to alleviate guilt. I don't think it demonstrates anything against Alec Baldwin in this. He shouldn't have been talking to the press and stuff like that. But in the interview with the police department, he said what he remembered. And he said what he believes is true, as we've used George Costanza before. It's not a lie, Vinny, if you believe it.
Terry says after what happened, he may not remember. Those moments right after are very traumatic. The person to blame is the gun wrangler or whoever loaded the gun with real bullets. Actors are responsible for their actions, reactions, and dialogue, not props or the set. That is why there are so many key players on a movie or TV set, so one person does not have to do it all. Jennifer Brandt, your thoughts on it? Why would he say his finger wasn't on the trigger?
Because, I mean, I agree with Al. It was such a quick thing, and he was practicing, and he just may not have realized it, may not have believed that his finger was actually on the trigger.
He's practicing right here, by the way. As he practices here, his finger is on the trigger. You see that?
Yeah, it definitely looks like it there, but
yeah.
I agree with the 13th juror. I mean, maybe it was just that it was so traumatic that he didn't recall that.
Yeah, then I think he would say, I don't recall. Rather, he's very specific. No, my finger was not on the trigger. I just pulled back the hammer. He specifically remembered pulling back the hammer, and then the gun fired, just like he said in the police interview. Darnell, Crosland, why do you think? Why do you think he's saying that?
Well, he shouldn't be saying anything because...
not so loud. The criminals will hear you.
I'm baffled by this entire thing. We heard testimony that the armorer is in charge of all of the gun handling, etc. The armorer in this case had a father who had experience. Leave Alec alone. Why are they pressing him so hard? He needs to stop talking.
Leave Alec alone. I said this at the top of the 8 o'clock hour when the show started. I said, I get attorneys on this show. They all love Alec Baldwin. They love him. We shall see if the DA loves him. Al Wunsch, Darnell, Cross, and Jennifer Brandt. Always amazing. Thank you. We'll be back with more right after this.